Hello and welcome to Breezy Chatter. Today I'm going to be talking about the bold and the beautiful, but first and foremost, thank you to those who have subscribed to my channel. Your subscription is highly appreciated, and let's get started. So it looks like Douglas has officially moved to the Cliff House, and he will be living with Steffi and Finn. And while Douglas couldn't be happier about the move, we have Hope, who is still very devastated and hurt at the idea that Douglas does not want to live with her. And we have Thomas, who's thinking that maybe he has a better chance at seeing his son whenever he'd like, since Douglas is going to be living with his sister Steffi. But little does Thomas know, Steffi and Finn plan to set very strict boundaries where his visitation is concerned. And when he waltzes into Steffi's home thinking that he could move in, Steffi and Finn had to set Thomas straight and let him know that he cannot just waltz into their place expecting to spend time with Douglas anytime he'd like. And Steffi did her best to let Thomas know that the focus should be on what Douglas needs and not what he wants. And things are going to get kind of heated between Steffi and Thomas, because Thomas has already told Steffi and Finn that he's not going to let either of them come between him and his son. According to spoilers, next week, Taylor is going to have to intervene when Thomas and Steffi lock horns about visitation. Thomas is going to have to do a lot more to gain the trust and respect of Steffi, Finn, and Douglas. And Douglas, he's so happy to be there, and a part of me doesn't blame him, because when you look at the cabin where Liam and Hope are staying, it's so dark and drabby and drear. It's like, oh, please get me out of here. When you compare the Cliff House, you've got the beach, you got the sun, you got the sand, and then you compare it to the cabin, it's like, I would want to stay at the Cliff House too. So I think that while Douglas is gone, Hope and Liam should work on sprucing up that place. And we'll have to see what happens in the weeks to come. Will Douglas soon want to go home? Will he want to go back to the cabin? Will Douglas decide he doesn't want to go home? And when it's all said and done, will Steffi and Finn have a hard time letting Douglas go? And let's not forget to mention how this is going to affect all the other kids. Will Kelly and Hayes be affected by Douglas's arrival to the Cliff House? And what toll is this going to take on Beth? Are we going to see Beth asking for Douglas? Is she going to have a role on this show? We'll have to wait and see what happens there. And surprisingly enough, it looks like Taylor and Brooke's friendship is still intact. And you know what? I don't blame them. Let those grown-ups handle their family business. So kudos to them for not getting involved. And I can't help but wonder what has happened to Rich Forrester. How much longer before he shows his face? We'll have to wait and see what happens. And that is my commentary. If you liked it, hit like, subscribe, and leave comments. Thank you for your time. Until next time, ta-ta.